Welcome to Cord Cutting Today, where we dive into some of the biggest stories happening in the world of cord cutting right now, including Amazon launching a new free ad-supported streaming service, only available on the Fire TV though. Will we see new Rokus this year? There's a lot of reports that there may be some new models. We'll tell you what we expect, what you may want to consider when buying a new Roku. And there's some new channels launching on Vidgo. We'll break that down and a whole lot more here real quick. First though, if you want to learn about these stories and a whole lot more we're going to cover, check out the show notes down below and in the first pinned comment. I'll put a link to each story there so you can read about them for yourself and come up with your own opinions. I'd love to hear from you. If you're new here or you've been here a while, help us grow, help us support our families. Let YouTube know you enjoy what we do here by hitting that subscribe button or hitting that thumbs up. Doing one or both lets YouTube know you enjoy what we do here, so YouTube recommends our videos to more people, helping us grow, helping us support our families, and hopefully helping you break free from the high cost of TV and still watch the shows you enjoy. All right, first up of the day, yesterday, Amazon announced a new Fire TV channels service. This was announced earlier this year. It will add content from over 400 providers into a single app in a single spot on your Fire TV. Kind of consolidate all this stuff into one spot and allow you to watch a ton of content from places like Major League Baseball, Fox News, CBS News, NHL, Fox Weather, NASCAR, and more in a single spot. It's a really nice lineup of content here that allows us to watch a ton of programs in one spot. Now with this, it's only available on the Fire TV. A few things, there is going to be an app that will be updated on your next update appear here. Also on the home screen, if you just scroll down where you see Fire TV channels, is one of the rows there, you'll find all that content there. It's a lot of news content, a lot of sports content, and some other content all in one spot. It's a nice collection of programming you can find partnered all together with it all. So we're 400 partners here to do all that. Check it out. Has anybody used it? What do you think of the new service? No word on this coming to other devices. Hopefully it will. It'd be great to see Amazon expand that. And also it's important to note this is separate from Freevee. This is different content in a different app. No, I do not know why Amazon now has two free ad-supported streaming services. All right. One of the biggest questions we've been getting recently is we're coming up to fall. Will Roku launch a new streaming player? We know new devices are coming from Amazon, but what about Roku? Well, there's a lot of reports that we will be seeing at least a minor refresh of some of their lines. It's been 2 years now since the Roku sticks have hit the market, and that's why I think is probably most likely here. It is also possible we'll see a new Roku Ultra or maybe a new soundbar. Roku Ultra did get updated last year, but the only change was the fact that they changed the remote to be the new Pro remote, where the actual streaming player itself was still the 2021 model. So it's actually been 2 years since we've seen a hardware improvement. Would love to see things like new and better Wi-Fi. The new Wi-Fi 6E is out. For the Ultra, that may make great sense, or maybe the 4K stick. Better Wi-Fi, better streaming experience. It'd be really cool to see. We'll have to see how that plays out. But it does seem that we are due for some upgrades. It's been a few years. Last year we did get the Express lineup refreshed. I would not expect new Express devices, the low-end Roku players on the market right now. It does raise the question though, will people be rushing out to buy these? Increasingly, the streaming players we have now do everything people want. A lot of them have 4K streaming players. Slightly minor speed improvements or minor Wi-Fi improvements for a lot of people probably are not going to be enough to draw them out. Roku may just say, hey, we're going to wait until we can do something very groundbreaking, earth-shattering to bring it all out together into one spot. We'll see. Let me know. What would you like to see from a new Roku player, and what do you think? Will we get a new Roku player? Are those rumors correct? Or do you think Roku's going to skip a year with it? Leave me a comment, let me know. All right, Vidgo, the live TV streaming service out there, which is a pretty nice one. If you haven't checked it out, you really should, is adding family movie channel, the FMC channel. This helps expand the reach of that new channel, which launched, I believe, yes, in 2021. And since then, it's now available to 25 million American homes around the United States. But with this, you're going to find a collection of family-friendly movies, including a bunch of John Wayne movies. They recently struck a deal to add a lot of that content there. It's one more great movie channel out there for anybody who likes classic movies, who may have Vidgo for sports or other things. It's another nice addition there for it all. But again, if you haven't checked out Vidgo, I would recommend giving them a second try. They've been adding new content, new apps, and new features, help making it better. All right, one of the biggest questions we've been getting as we get closer to the NFL season is what will the delay be for the NFL Sunday Ticket? Now, over the weekend, they did their first test of the NFL Sunday Ticket system, testing out the Titans game, I believe it was, out there on Saturday. Now, in our testing, we found that about 30 seconds or less was the average delay of the NFL Sunday Ticket versus the other feeds out there. Now, as always, antennas will always be best. Antennas are actually faster than cable TV. So what happens is, if you're watching a local broadcast, if you watch an antenna, you're going to get first, because it first comes to that local TV station, they add in their local graphics and more, and then they broadcast on their antenna, and then they send it up to the cable companies, to the streaming services, who then reprocess it and send it out to you. So that's why even cable TV is noticeably delayed when it comes to sports versus an antenna. 30 seconds isn't too bad, I think, compared to cable and many other places. I think you're going to be very happy with it. Of course, you really don't have any other option. If you live out of market, this is the only option now to watch these games legally. It's not like you're going to be able to watch an antenna for the games on NFL Sunday Ticket. Locally aired games do not air on NFL Sunday Ticket in your area. Now, a few disclaimers here real quick. I had a lot of people ask a few things. How come, for example, NFL Sunday Ticket was blacked out for them? If you happen to live in a market where that game is airing, you have to watch that game on your local channel, because those local channel owners paid for the rights for those games. The NFL Sunday Ticket can't compete with them. Second, a lot of people have been asking when they, for example, watched an NFL game on the NFL Network, they may have noticed black bars on the left and right sides of the screen. That's something that NFL Sunday Ticket or NFL Network does. It's not something YouTube is doing or NFL Sunday Ticket. And that's because the NFL Network slightly shrinks the screen so they can put their own ticker at the bottom with their own sports and news and more there. So those bars there, it's not something that your service provider is doing. It's something that the NFL Network is doing with that. And it only affects games airing on the NFL Network in the preseason. So keep that in mind. All right, let's keep moving along, because there's a lot happening out there in the world of cord cutting right now. Let's start out with new plans from T-Mobile. Now, T-Mobile, a lot of people subscribe to them because they get Apple TV Plus or Netflix free and other great streaming deals. Well, they have a new plan out there called the Go 5G Next. And Go 5G Next will allow you to get a new smartphone from T-Mobile every year, as little as every 6 months. Now, there's a few catches here. You must have paid off at least half of their the cost of that cell phone. They say, because you're currently paying it off every 2 years, every 12 months or so you should be paid off half of the cost of your cell phone, which will allow you to go in and buy a new phone. T-Mobile says you have to trade in that phone, and then they'll pay off the remaining balance and give you a new phone for free. But these plans are a little bit more expensive. Starts off at $100 for a regular line and $71.67 for plans with multiple lines on it for 3 lines or more. It's kind of one of those things. We need cell phone experience. Buying it from T-Mobile may get you free Netflix, which you want. Just keep that all in mind with the pricing there. But let me know. Anybody want to upgrade to this? Do you upgrade your phone every year? Or are you upgrading it less often? Let me know. Speaking of the rising costs of everything from phone service and more, we asked cord cutters last week how many streaming services do they pay for to get an idea of what the current market is, and it's pretty much what we expected. We're kind of back to the pre-2020 level, so back to like 2019, where the vast majority of cord cutters pay for 3 or fewer services. According to our readers, over 500 of you took this survey, and says that 58% of you say they pay for 3 or fewer streaming services. Now, when you add in 4 or fewer services, that number goes up to 77% of you do that. Now, I was amazed. There are a group of super users out there, and I want to hear from you. 10% of you said you pay for 7 or more TV streaming services. So we were very clear, TV only, no music, no Uber Eats delivery and those kind of subscriptions, for TV only. So if you subscribe to 10 or more, I want to hear from you. Why are you subscribing to so many? Instead of like rotating them, or maybe you do 4 or 5 and you rotate in ones, so you watch everything a month and then you cancel it and you switch over to another. Leave me a comment, let me know. Speaking of saving money, Amazon and Walmart Plus have become very hot in cord cutting. Walmart Plus gives you free Paramount Plus for a limited time, and Amazon Prime gives you free Prime Video. A lot of good content there. But which one's cheaper? We sat down, we broke down some of the most common pricing on some very popular items about and trying to figure out which one would be cheaper for us as cord cutters to use. If you're trying to pick between the two, do I want Walmart Plus with Paramount Plus in it, or do I want Amazon with Amazon Prime Video? It was very interesting. depending on what you buy, it's almost a wash. Sometimes Amazon's cheaper, sometimes Walmart's cheaper, but never in such overwhelming numbers where it's massive, where you're feeling like you really overspent going to the other. So I want to hear from you. Are you subscribing to both, or do you just subscribe to one or both of these? And the question for you is, do you consider things like, hey, if I get Walmart Plus, I get my groceries delivered, and I get Paramount Plus included with it for a year? Is that something you even consider when you subscribe to these services? Leave me a comment, let me know with that. But if you want a full breakdown to see which one is cheaper, link in the show notes down below. We broke down Amazon versus Walmart Plus. All right, lastly, Babylon 5 had a very successful straight-to-home video this month. I absolutely loved The Road Home. It was a very good movie if you haven't watched it. But if you want to watch the original series, good news, it's staying around on Tubi and the Roku channel. Tubi had notified subscribers earlier this month that it would be leaving before the end of the month. The Roku channel had removed it, but it seems like Warner Brothers Discovery has decided, based on the success of the movie coming out, hey, let's keep that in streaming to kind of get some more energy behind it. There is still talk about a reboot. It's still on hold right now with everything happening with the writers and actors strikes, the CW changing ownership. We'll see if it all plays out. Strong movie sales, though, could help push that reboot project over the top, make it back to a reality. So I'd love to hear from you on what you think of all this. Leave me a comment, let me know. And also check back tomorrow. We'll be back here for another video. Until then, take care, be safe. Have a fantastic day, everybody.